The Theater Center at TXST was built in 1971. It has a very iconic design with the round building suspended over a moat with just 4 bridges connecting it to the outside world. It truly does feel like a magical space to enter as you cross the bridge and see the moss floating beneath you and the turtles swimming. It has seen hundreds of thousands of students graduate more creative than when they came in, but it has not escaped the signs of aging, with peeling paint, some cracks in the sidewalk, and in 2023, a very unfortunate and dramatic malfunction in the sprinkler system.
Just before 7 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, I was in my kitchen making breakfast for my kids and prepping their lunches for school. And I got a text message of a video of the theater center fire alarms going off. We figured fire alarms go off accidentally from time to time, and so I think I sent some sort of joking reply to that text message. Oh, I hope we're not sinking into the moat, or something like that. You know, that was sort of the nature of the conversation. But then the theater admin, Shay, shows up at around 7:15 every morning. Then I got I can't remember if it was a call or text message from her shortly after that said, the building's flooding. We might have even had 1.5 or 2 inches of water on the floor in areas, which to a certain extent doesn't sound like a whole lot, but across the whole first floor hallway, that's a sizable amount of water. It took at least an hour of me being here before I even felt confident that the water had been shut off, because there was so much coming down that it just kept pouring from ceilings. And
this is the state of the theater center as of a month after the flood. There are ventilation tubes running through the hallways. Many of the classrooms have been closed due to threat of asbestos. A lot of classes have been moved to Zoom or to other buildings across campus. There is also a large amount of storage in the open spaces. There are many items displaced into the lobby, making it hard for it to function as a waiting area between classes for many students as it used to. Some professors have even had to move their offices to small closets. As Sarah Maines will point out, there is another side to this tragedy.
I actually always feel the positivity of people working together to solve a problem. My favorite part of working for a theater department is the people. Creative, innovative problem solvers and people who are used to acting quickly, working on deadlines in not ideal circumstances. The folks who work in this business do that more than we would probably like to admit. The slight sense of panic was that it was really unsure what the response would be. The folks have been very, very supportive across the university. Many, many people just jumped right into action, helping in a lot of different ways. When the adrenaline wears off from something that's really big, then sometimes there can be maybe a bit of a slump after that adrenaline too. So I think people are also tired, yeah. and that's hitting them in a way that that they hadn't necessarily experienced before when they were really in problem-solving mode. There's still these sort of smaller curveballs because things continue to evolve. Until yesterday, I relocated 67 classes, and now I think it's going to be about 72. And the faculty and the students have been immensely patient with getting sort of jockeyed around in this way. It's interesting how even going through our daily lives without a lot of challenges, I think people's patience can be shorter. And then suddenly they're handed a pretty significant problem. And the sort of patience and grace and, willingness to kind of step in and help someone or maybe give someone more space for something seems to grow, despite the fact that we're dealing with significantly more than we deal with in our everyday lives. I suppose there's times when I'm like, well, it's a shame that we don't have that every day, but yeah, focusing on that positivity is I think will help us through.